Hello everyone. In this video today we are going to discuss about forms of dividend and determinant factors of dividend. See here, in the last videos we have discussed about what is dividend different types of models, dividend payout ratio, retention ratio, etc. So apart from that we have already discussed about different methods of or different models of dividend policy, that is Walters model, Gordon's model, and Modigliani Miller model, that is relevance theories and irrelevant theories. Now today in this video we are going to discuss about what are the forms of dividends. See, dividend is the portion of earnings available to equity shareholders that equally distributed among the shareholders. So what is dividend? See here, dividend is nothing but it is the amount of earnings available to equity shareholders that should be equally distributed among the shareholders. So here, after payment of debentures interest, and after payment of taxes, and also after payment of dividend for the preference shareholders, the remaining surplus amount is called as earnings available to equity shareholders. So here, earnings available to equity shareholders equally distributed among the shareholders. So here, the portion of earnings. So for example, if 100 rupees are the earnings, the company may pay 100 rupees as dividend, or it may pay half of the amount as dividend. So here dividend is nothing but it is a portion of earnings. Either it may be 20%, or it may be 30%, or it may be 40%, or it may be 100%. So dividend is nothing but it is a part of earnings which are distributable among the equity shareholders. Next, general practice is to pay dividends in cash. This form may take place when the cash is available or during liquidity of the firm. So here, what is the general practice to pay dividend means? Here generally the dividend may be paid in the form of cash only. Okay, dividend may be paid in the form of cash. So generally it may took place when means here when the cash is available or at the time of a liquidation of the company. So here normally the dividend may be paid in the form of cash. So it can be takes place when cash available or during the liquidity of the firm. Okay, and next one, the following are the major forms of dividend. So now the company is decided to pay dividend. So in which form they have to pay the dividend? So what is the form of dividend they have to pay? See here, there are 5 different forms are available. The first one is cash dividend, second one is scrip dividend, third one is bond dividend, and fourth one is property dividend, and the last one that is stock dividend or bonus shares. So here, cash dividend, scrip dividend, bond dividend, property dividend, and the last one that is stock dividend, that is bonus shares. These are the 5 different major forms of dividend. Right, see, cash dividend first of all. Generally, many companies pay dividends in the form of cash, but payment of dividend in the form of cash requires enough cash in the bank or in hands. In other words, there should not be any shortage of cash for payment of dividends. See here, generally most of the companies they will pay dividend in the form of cash only. So they will pay dividend in the form of cash only. So here, cash payment or the dividend payment in the form of cash requires more or sufficient money or enough money in bank or in hands. So here there should not be a shortage of cash for the distribution of dividend or for the payment of dividend. So there should be no any shortage. Suppose if there is any shortage, that is if the company finds any shortage of cash, it should make arrangements to borrow funds. So if there is any shortage is there, so how they will know about there is a shortage of money? So By the preparation of cash budget, the firm can able to know is there any surplus or shortage of cash. Suppose in case of any shortage of cash, immediately they should make some arrangements to borrow funds. So here this is what about cash dividend. So generally most of the companies they will pay dividend in the form of cash, but it should see the shortage of cash should not be there by preparation of cash budget. So after preparation of cash budget, if any shortage is found by the management, then they should make necessary necessary arrangements to borrow the funds. Next one, scrip dividend. So in the form of this dividend, the equity shareholders are issued transferable promissory notes for a short maturity period that may or may not be interest bearing. So here it is a simple payment of dividends in the form of promissory notes. So instead of payment in the form of cash, so here the company will issue a transferable promissory notes here for a shorter period of time. So here the promissory note may or may not be interest bearing. So here it is meant for a short period of time. Instead of payment of cash, instead of payment of dividend in the form of cash, here the firm issues a transferable promissory notes for a shorter maturity period. So here the promissory note may be interest bearing or may not be interest bearing. So it is a simple payment of dividends in the form of promissory note. So this is very simple payment method of dividend. And next one, payment of dividend in this form takes place only when the firm is suffering from shortage of cash or weak liquidity position. So when it will be taken into the consideration, scrip dividend may be used when a firm is suffering from shortage of cash or weak liquidity position. Suppose if cash is not available, then they may go for scrip dividend. They may go for the choice of scrip dividend. And next one, bond dividend. So both scrip dividend and bond dividend are same. Maximum అవి రెండు సేమే అని చెప్తున్నాడు. బట్ దే డిఫర్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ మెచ్యూరిటీ. So bond dividend carries long maturity, whereas scrip dividend carries shorter maturity. So here we said that in scrip dividend, here the company will issue promissory notes for a shorter period of time అని చెప్పినాం. So here bond dividends carries longer maturity period. So it is for a long period of time, whereas the scrip dividend carries shorter maturity period. The effect of both forms of dividend on the company is same. So here what is the effect of both the form of dividend ante, see here both the forms of dividend effect is same on the company, but bond bears interest. So bond in case of issue, if the company issues in case of cash or instead of cash in case of payment of dividend in the form of bond, so here the bond bears interest. So here a fixed rate of interest may be payable on bonds. Next one, property dividend. See here the name itself suggests that property of dividend takes place in the form of property. So here instead of payment of dividend in the form of cash, so here the payment of dividend in the form of assets. So instead of payment of cash, so they will pay dividend in the form of assets. So this form of dividend takes place only when a firm has assets that are no longer necessary in the operation of business and shareholders are ready to accept dividend in the form of assets. So generally, so it took place only when a firm has assets that are no longer necessary in the operation of business. So avi assets unnai, ఫామ్ తోటి అసెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, బట్ అసెట్స్ని మనం ఎక్కువ నో లాంగర్ అంటే మనం ఆపరేషన్లో యూస్ చేయట్లేదు, బిజినెస్ ఆపరేషన్లో యూజ్ చేయనటువంటి అసెట్స్ ఉన్నాయి మన దగ్గర. సో అలాంటి అసెట్స్ మనం ఇవ్వడానికి రెడీగా ఉంటాం. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్ వెన్ షేర్ హోల్డర్స్ ఆర్ రెడీ టు యాక్సెప్ట్ ద డివిడెండ్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ అసెట్స్. సో మన దగ్గర పని చేయకుండా లాంగ్ టర్మ్గా ఉన్న అసెట్స్ని మనం డివిడెండ్ రూపంలో ఇవ్వడానికి సిద్ధంగా ఉన్నప్పుడు at the same time here the shareholders are ready to accept the dividend in the form of assets, then the property dividend may be takes place. So this form of dividend payment is not popular in India. So is property dividend payment అనేది ఇండియాలో పాపులర్ కాదు అని చెప్తున్నాడు. నెక్స్ట్ స్టాక్ డివిడెండ్. సో స్టాక్ మీన్స్ హియర్ షేర్స్. So stock dividend is also known as bonus shares. So bonus shares means extra shares. So you see, stock dividend is the payment of additional shares of common stocks to the ordinary shareholders. In other words, distributed of bonus shares to the stockholders instead of cash dividend. It is known as stock dividend. See here, instead of payment of cash, here the firm, it will not pay dividend in the form of cash. So instead of payment of dividend in the form of cash, so here they will issue some additional shares. Of common stocks to the ordinary shareholders. So equity shareholders ki dividend pay cheyadaniki badaluga some additional shares will be issued instead of payment of dividend. So he additional shares ni mantamante ikkada bonus shares antam. So here in other words, distributed of bonus shares to the stockholders instead of cash dividend, it is known as stock dividend. So instead of payment of cash dividend, here the firm issues some extra shares. So here the extra shares are called as బోనస్ షేర్స్. సో ఇక్కడ బోనస్ షేర్స్ని ఎక్స్ట్రా షేర్స్ని వాట్ వి కాల్ ఇష్యూ చేయడాన్ని ఏమంటామంటే స్టాక్ డివిడెండ్ అంటాం. ఓకే, సో హియర్ ద డిక్లరేషన్ ఆఫ్ బోనస్ షేర్స్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్ ద పెయిడ్ అప్ షేర్ క్యాపిటల్ అండ్ రెడ్యూసెస్ రిటెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఎర్నింగ్స్. సో హియర్ ఇఫ్ ద కంపెనీ ఇష్యూస్ స్టాక్ డివిడెండ్ ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ పేమెంట్ ఆఫ్ డివిడెండ్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ క్యాష్, ఇట్ ఇంక్రీజెస్ ద పెయిడ్ అప్ షేర్ క్యాపిటల్ ఆఫ్ ద కంపెనీ. సో ఈ స్టాక్ డివిడెండ్ అనేది ఏం చేస్తుంది అంటే కంపెనీ యొక్క పెయిడ్ అప్ క్యాపిటల్ని ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తుందని చెప్తున్నాడు. అండ్ రెడ్యూసెస్ రిటెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఎర్నింగ్స్. సో రిటైన్ ఎర్నింగ్స్ని తగ్గిస్తుంది. అండ్ ద నెక్స్ట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈస్ డిటర్మినెంట్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఆఫ్ డివిడెండ్. సో హియర్ or determinant factors of dividend policy, whatever it may be that. See here how a dividend policy may be affected, or what are the factors are there which affects a firm's dividend policy. సో ఒక ఫామ్ యొక్క డివిడెండ్ పాలసీని నిర్ణయించే ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ ఏంటి అనేది ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్లో డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. హియర్ దేర్ ఆర్ 10, most probably 10 determinant factors are there for determination of dividend policy. Here the first one is type of industry, and the second one is age of corporation. Third one, extent of share distribution. Fourth one, a need for additional capital. Fifth one, business cycles. And sixth one, changes in government policies. Seventh one, trends of profits. Eighth one, taxation policy. Ninth one, future requirements. And the last one, cash balance. So these are the 10 determinant factors of dividend. Let us discuss one by one. See, first one, type of industry. See here, the dividend policy may be depends upon the type of industry. Here the dividend may be depends upon the type of industry. Especially see here, the payment of dividend may be different from one industry to another industry. For example, if the public utility concerns are in a much better position to adopt a relatively fixed dividend rate rather than or rate than the industrial concerns. So coming to the industries, see here, when compared to different types of industries, normally the public utility companies, so here the public utility companies, they pay a fixed rate of dividend. So here that is the reason the type of the industry, here the type of industry plays an important role in the fixation of the dividend. Okay, and second one, age of corporation. See here, age of corporation means here a newly established enterprises requires most of their earnings for plant improvement and expansion, while old companies which have attained a longer earnings experience can formulate clear-cut dividend policies and may even be liberal in the distribution of dividends. See here how the age of corporation will affect dividend policy. Means here, if the firm newly established, suppose if a firm is newly established, so it mainly focuses on plant improvement and expansion when compared to a firm which is when compared to a old firm which have attained a longer earnings experience. So when compared to the age, suppose a firm which is having 20 years of experience and a firm which is having only 1 year of experience. So here the firm which is having only 1 year of experience, they may not pay much dividend because here they required retained earnings to improve or for the expansion of their organization when compared to experienced 20 years experienced organization. So here the 20 years experienced organization is well established well established organization. So here it can pay more amount of dividend. So here it can formulate clear cut dividend policies. So that is why the reason here age of corporation also one of the important determinant factor of dividend. Third one, extent of share distribution. See, a closely held company is likely to get consent of the shareholders for the suspension of dividends or for following a conservative dividend policy. But a company with a large number of shareholders widely scattered would face a great difficulty in securing such assent. Reduction in dividends can be affected but not with the cooperation of shareholders. See here, what is extent of shareholder distribution? See, for some companies, the shareholders may be distributed. The shareholders may be they may be distributed in different areas. For some companies, the shareholders may be restricted for some areas. So here, in this situation, here the dividend policy, here the determination of dividend policy may be difficult in case of the company where the extent of share distribution, that means where the shareholders are distributed throughout the country. సో ఎక్కడైతే షేర్ హోల్డర్స్ అనేవాళ్ళు లిమిటెడ్గా ఉంటారో అక్కడ మనం పర్ఫెక్ట్ డివిడెండ్ పాలసీ ఫ్రేమ్ చేయడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. ఎక్కడైతే షేర్ హోల్డర్స్ అనేవాళ్ళు మన దేశం మొత్తంలో ఉంటారో ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ ఏరియాస్, ఇఫ్ దే ఆర్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ ఏరియాస్, సో హియర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ డిఫికల్ట్ టు make a dividend policy. So here we can say that conservative dividend policy means here the conservative dividend policy means here where the management distributes only a few portion of profits as dividend in spite of excessive profit earned. So what is conservative policy? So conservative policy, see here the conservative dividend policy means in this situation the management will distribute only a few portion of profit as dividend. అంటే చాలా తక్కువ ప్రాఫిట్స్, అంటే చాలా తక్కువ డివిడెండ్ పే చేస్తుంది అన్నట్టు. సో అండర్ దిస్ పాలసీ మేజర్ పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద హోల్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఈజ్ రీఇన్వెస్టెడ్ ఇన్ ద బిజినెస్ అండ్ షేర్ హోల్డర్స్ ఆర్ పెయిడ్ మినిమం పాసిబుల్ డివిడెండ్. సో ఈ మెథడ్లో ఏం చేస్తామంటే చాలా తక్కువ పేమెంట్ ఆఫ్ డివిడెండ్ పే చేస్తాం అండ్ రిమైనింగ్ dividend may be reinvested in the organization. సో అదే బిజినెస్లో మళ్ళీ రీఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సో మ్యాక్సిమం షేర్ హోల్డర్స్కి ఎంత పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంటే అంత లెస్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ పాసిబుల్ less amount may be payable to the shareholders and the remaining may be reinvested in the business. So here the dividend policy can be framed easily where the distribution of shareholders are limited area, whereas it is difficulty in case of the distribution of shareholders are throughout the country. And next one, need for additional capital. Here the extent to which the profits are fluffed back into the business has got a considerable influence on the dividend policy. The income may be conserved for meeting the increased requirement of working capital or future expansion. For example, see here there is a need for additional capital. In case of the firm is required additional amount of capital, so at the situation the payment of dividend will be less. So if the company focuses on future, or if they required additional capital for the future, then presently the company will pay a less amount of dividend. So here the dividend payment or the dividend policy, it depends upon the requirement of additional capital also. Okay, if the additional capital is required, then the payment of dividend will be less. If the additional capital is not required, then the payment will be more, the dividend payment will be more. Fifth one, business cycles. See, during the boom period, means when there are large, or we can say that huge profits are there, generally the firm will pay more amount of dividend. When there are, we can say that crises are there, when there are crises are there, the company may pay less amount of dividend. See here, based on the business cycle also, here the dividend policy may be depend. So if there is a boom period is there, so we can say that if there is a demand for the company is there, ultimately the sales will be more. If the sales will be more, generally they will get more amount of profits. If the amount of profits are more, ultimately the company will pay more amount of dividend. But in case of crisis situation or in case of inflation situation, see here the company will make less amount of dividend. So here based on the dividend, I mean business cycle, we can say that introduction, growth, maturity and decline stage. So in each and every stage the dividend policy may be different. And sixth one, changes in government policies. See here, sometimes government limits the rate of dividend declared by the company in a particular industry or in all spheres of business activity. So due to the government restrictions also, here there may be a changes in dividend policies. So if the government decision is changed or if the government policy is changed, automatically sometimes it may affect the dividend policy. See here, the government put temporary restrictions on payment of dividends by companies in July 1974 by making amendment in the Indian Companies Act 1956. So in 1974 the government has put some restrictions, temporary restrictions on payment of dividend by the companies in July 1974. So by making some amendments in Indian Companies Act 1956, the restrictions were removed in 1975. So some restrictions they were put regarding the payment of dividend in 1974 July. Later on in 1975 the restrictions were removed. So here some temporary restrictions government may put. So in this situation, here the dividend policy may be differentiate or the dividend policy may be changed based on the changes in government policies. See here, seventh one, trends of profits. Here what is trends of profits? So here the trend means the past experience indicates that the profits are more. Here in last few years we are getting more profits. So here the trend of profits, it indicates that we are going to expect more profits in this year. So here the expectation based on the past trend, it may causes for the payment of dividend. For example, if the company assumes that we are going to get more amount of profits, so then the amount of dividend also may be increases. So here the amount of dividend or the dividend policy of a firm depends upon trends of profits. If the profits are more, the dividend will be more. If the profits are less, the dividend will be less. And eighth one, taxation policy. See here, from the operating profit, generally we will deduct interest for the debenture holders. After that, the amount of tax will be paid. See here, the tax policy here, if the tax rate is high, then the distributable amount to the shareholders will be less. If the taxes are less, generally the distributable amount for the shareholders will be more. See here, if there is a less tax, here equity shareholders will get more earnings. If there is a high tax, the equity shareholders may get less amount of earnings. So here the taxation policy also one of the important factor which determines the dividend policy of the firm. Here future requirements, ninth one. Here future requirement means here the firm requirements are there heavily in future. So to face we can say that to provide against some necessary reserves they have to make against contingencies like that hazards of business, to finance future expansion of the business, and to modernize or replace equipments of the enterprise. So here the conflicting claims of dividends and accumulation should be equitably settled by the management. So here in case of future requirements, so here the payment of dividend may be depends upon the future requirements. So here the future requirements may be the here financing of future funds, expansion of the business, and to provide some funds against the unexpected uncertainty conditions in the business. So here all these things, based on all these things, here the dividend policy may be depend, that is future requirement. So based on the future requirement, here the dividend policy may be depend. And the last one, that is cash balance. If the working capital of the company is small, liberal policy of cash dividend cannot be adopted. Dividend has to take the form of bonus shares issued to the members in lieu of cash balance, cash payment. See here, the payment, dividend, the payment of dividend or the dividend policy, it depends upon availability of cash balance. If the cash balance is sufficient or the cash balance is available sufficiently, that means the company will pay dividend in the form of cash only. Suppose if the company is not having sufficient funds with them at the payment of dividend, at the time of payment of dividend, then here the dividend has to take in the form of bonus shares issued to the members in lieu of cash payment. So instead of cash payment, here the company will pay or the company will issue bonus shares to their shareholders. So here the availability of cash balance also one of the important determinant factor of dividend policy. Based on the availability of cash balance, the firm can make their dividend policy. So these are the 10 important determinant factors of dividend. Okay, so yes, this is the end of a dividend decisions topic. So with this topic we have completed dividend decisions concept. Okay, thank you.